Good evening. This is Attorney Melina Almase Martinez, your host for this week's episode, August 29 sa atong Partners in Law. As I promised you, we went over our list of members and we came up with gems sa atong Cebu Lady Lawyers Association. And before anything else, we would like to greet our viewers from the different provinces outside Cebu. Thank you for watching. Salamat tanaw mo sa among show. We hope nga daghan mo makuha, mo enjoy sad mo. Tonight, we are very privileged to have with us Attorney Glynda Bathan-Baterina, presently the Deputy Executive Director of the Clean Air Initiative for Asian Cities Center. Attorney Glynda, good evening.
Good evening, maayong gabi sa atong mga audience karon. Good evening, Mel.
Actually, Attorney Glynda is a second-generation Celian. She is the daughter of Dean Alice Bathan of the College of Law of the University of Southern Philippines Foundation and also the niece of Attorney Corazon Evangelista Valencia, former Dean sa USC College of Law. With that pedigree, who can fault sa ihang expertise? We at Celia are very proud to announce that we have 3 UDI members of your family among our members. Attorney Glynda.
Yes.
Okay, tonight, Attorney Glynda has brought along several guests.
Yes, Melina, thank you very much. I'd like to introduce my colleagues and friends in our advocacy for clean air in the Philippines. Our transport program manager of the Clean Air Initiative for Asian Cities is Bert, Fabian, and the Climate Change and Environment Projects Officer of the French Development Agency, Adeline Dontonville.
Good evening.
Our guests tonight will be sharing with us important provisions of Republic Act 8749, otherwise known as the Philippine Clean Air Act of 1999. They will also magdiscussed sa ato mga facts and figures relating to pollution in Asia, particularly also I understand sa Cebu, ang conditions sa atong air pollution. And more importantly, we will discuss tonight solutions to our worsening air pollution in the context sa atong balaod, Republic Act 8749. Okay, before anything else, Attorney Glynda, can you tell us when you obtained your degrees sa undergraduate law ug imong masteral?
Okay. I took up my accountancy degree sa University of San Carlos. And then I took up my law in the University of the Philippines in Diliman. But after practicing law diri sa Cebu in my mother's law firm, I really found a passion for the environment. I started scuba diving, and because of that, I was surrounded by people who are really passionate for the environment, like Attorney Oposa, the very well-known environmentalist. So then that's when I started my stint as a consultant for air quality policy, and because of that, I joined the Clean Air Initiative for Asian Cities.
And I understand you had your masteral degree sa environment?
Yes, I did. I took up my master's in environmental management under a joint program of the University of San Francisco and the Ateneo de Manila University.
Now, can you tell us briefly something about the Clean Air Initiative for Asian City Center?
The Clean Air Initiative for Asian City Center, or CAI-Asia, is an international environment organization that was established in 2001 with assistance from the Asian Development Bank, the World Bank, and the USAID. Our mission is to promote better air quality and livable cities in Asia. And we are here in Cebu for a very specific reason, which I hope Adeline can relate to you.
Okay, Adeline, tell us your project here in Cebu.
Sure. So I am a project officer at AFD, which stands for the French Development Agency, and it is a bilateral financial institution owned by the government of France, and which is implementing France's official development assistance. We've been working in the Philippines for a bit more than 2 years now, to support the government in promoting green and inclusive growth for the country. We operate in many different sectors that are environmental related, including the transport and clean air sectors. And in the Philippines, we've been together with the World Bank working on the Cebu Bus Rapid Transit System, which is a high quality and highly efficient transport system that will operate from Bulacan from Bulacau to Talamban across Cebu City along a 15 to 16 kilometer corridor, and will provide Cebuanos with their highly efficient, clean and comfortable transport system in the city that will improve their mobility and social and economical opportunities.
Bert, can you tell us something more about this rapid system, transit system?
Some people they describe it as like a light rail system at the ground level with wheels. And basically many cities in Asia, but definitely more in South America where it originally started. Most cities patronize it because you can build it and later on expand it to cover the whole city at a fraction of the cost when you implement light rail systems. And yes, that's basically one of the advantages of this bus rapid transit system.
Not to mention, Bert, that it will probably reduce the air pollution, existing air pollution in Cebu City. That's one of the benefits that we expect from this bus system. Now, we go into air quality monitoring. Under our law, it is usually done by the DNR, but this time your agency has undertaken air quality monitoring here in Cebu. We would like to be apprise results sa inyong monitoring sa quality of the air in Cebu.
Under the project, nag-conduct mi og air sampling sa duha ka locations where very busy ni siya nga intersections or roads. Ang usa ka site sa across the provincial capital, Escario Corner, Osmeña Boulevard. And another air sampling location was sa N. Bacalso Avenue, kanang across South Bus Terminal. And the results nga among nakuha were quite alarming. Ang kaning what we call fine particles that are a very pollutant of concern tungod kay sa iyahang kapino makasud gyud siya didto sa pinaka deepest part sa atong lungs. And it can result in lung cancers and more serious diseases, even strokes. So unsa may level sa air pollution nga atong nakit-an in Cebu, ang nakita nato of these fine particles 8 times higher siya than the World Health Organization guidelines, which I think is should really be of concern sa atong mga Cebuano.
Okay. Now, kaning quality sa atong air, do you expect it to improve or deteriorate in the light sa atong rapid economic growth sa Cebu City? And this is also true for other cities. Siguro, ang atong concern is kanang economic growth nato, would it probably bring worsening air pollution, Attorney Glynda?
I'd like maybe Bert can also help me respond to this question. But experience has shown that economic growth is usually accompanied by increasing motorization, no? Samtang nagkadaghan gyud ang atong resources, ang likelihood nga mopalit to og sakyanan nga private vehicle dako gyud. And mao na siyang the more we have vehicles, then there is a greater likelihood that we will also emit air pollution from our vehicles.
And to highlight as well in these two sampling points, the one in Escario and Osmeña and in the South Bus Terminal, the team also sampled the number of vehicles, and in both locations we found that the number of two-wheelers are high. Not to mention there are also a lot of jeepneys or the shuttles passing by. But this also highlights why we have this very high air pollution or emissions. Because usually these public transport vehicles, the jeepneys, and sometimes also the motorcycles, because of their behavior in traffic, it raises the air pollution levels as well. And that's why the BRT system that is being planned will hopefully reduce and improve traffic flow, but also serve the number of commuters. In terms of cost of the and looking at the results, the study shows that the BRT can potentially reduce health costs of $4.7 million per year. This will probably, and compared to the estimates done by the World Bank in 2002 for Cebu, they found that for the whole city of Cebu in 2002, the health costs of particulate matter was $16 million. So that is just to put into perspective, and also what the potential benefits of this BRT will be for the Cebuanos.
Okay, you mentioned, the law mentions need for continuous air quality monitoring. This is provided for sa Balaod, Republic Act 8479. Do you feel that Cebu City should have, and other Asian cities should have, this mechanism of continuous air quality monitoring?
Yes, this is a discussion among various cities, and also in terms of level of development. But what we see as trend is most cities in Asia, especially cities like ours in the Philippines, they graduate towards getting the continuous air quality monitoring stations, because this benefits them in terms of monitoring what the air quality is and providing more accurate information to the citizens if there are episodes where you have very high or very critical levels of air pollution. And if you have the continuous air quality monitoring stations, of course, this will be much better compared to the manual.
This is getting very interesting. We will now take a short break before we continue our discussions. We're back. We just discussed about the need for continuous air quality monitoring. Attorney Glynda, Republic Act 8479 mentions something about ambient air quality and the guidelines that have to be followed. Can you explain to us, to our audience, what is this concept of ambient air quality?
Ang kaning ambient air quality, muuni siya ang quality, kalidad sa hangin nga kinahanglan i-maintain to keep and to be kept within certain standards, no, which are health based. Buot pasabot na ay level of pollutants nga kinahanglan dili mo lapas ana nga level aron walay risk sa health sa atong mga katawhan, no. And karon the World Health Organization guideline values is the international standard that is being followed by many countries. But of course, the Philippines has its own national ambient air quality guideline values, which at the moment need to be updated to keep in pace with the WHO guideline values, which have been tightened recently.
Oh, okay. Now, we talk about kanang another provision sa Balaod, no? It talks about pollution from motor vehicles, because what from Bert said, kadaghanan sa pollution comes from vehicle emissions. Now, I understand from the law na lain-lain nga standards sa emission limits set for kaning giingon nato light duty vehicles, light commercial vehicles, kaning heavy duty vehicles. Under the law, for the information sa atong mga televiewers, these standards sa emission are kanang ang nagmonitor og enforce ani ang Department of Transportation and Communication, DOTC. Sila mo implement ani. Now, do you think the standards nga na set sa balaod nato for vehicle emissions, of these different types Are they sufficient? Naka-comply ba ni sila sa World Health Organization standards?
Ang standards for vehicle emissions are already keeping in pace with many of the more developed countries. Ang buot na kong pasabot, wala ta nabiyaan, dili sad ta ingon nga kanang nakaapas na sa mga developed countries like Japan, Thailand, Korea, Hong Kong nga mas stringent gyud ang ilahang vehicle emission standards. Ang gigamit nga standard karon is the Euro based standard, no? Kadungog na siguro mo anang Euro 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The higher the number, the more stringent the standard. So karon ang Pilipinas naata sa Euro 2. Pero in 2016 naanay administrative order nga gipas ang DNR that we will be moving to Euro 4.
Attorney Glynda, it's one thing to talk about standards. Are we complying with the standards? Are we anywhere near on ground level sa atong compliance?
It is very difficult to say exactly whether what is the percentage of vehicles nga naka-comply aning atong emission standards, no? But there are many challenges. Ang usa ka challenge nato kahibaw naman ta nga di ba na I rule that every year kinahanglan ta mo rehistro sa atong sakyanan sa LTO, and before you can register kinahanglan ka nga makapasar sa vehicle sa emission test. And normally we go to a private emission testing center. One of the challenges that we have in the implementation of this mechanism kay daghan paghihapong makalusot aning balaod